pressing on. All my distress is going on. Pressing on, I'm pressing on.
A fine hello to subscribers and newcomers alike. Impulse Kid 86 here with a brand new review for Spider-Man Web of Shadows on the Xbox 360. The game opens up with all hell breaking loose and our friendly neighborhood webhead is caught smack bang in the middle of it. What's happened, you ask? Well, fear not, for the story hits the rewind button to fill in the blanks, beginning with Spider-Man regaining his famous black costume, which can be accessed by pressing the left analog stick, following an altercation with his alien doppelganger, Venom.
I'm feeling hungry.
No! Eddie!
What?
Venom, get ready for a world of pain.
As if that wasn't bad enough, things are about to get a whole lot more serious as the symbiotic Psycho sets about cloning his costume and infecting the New York populace. As a wrongfully framed Spidey investigates...
Spider-Man, stand down! Freeze! Back away from those people now, mister!
Hey! These lunatics attacked me! They're obviously not normal human beings! The whole world's gone nuts!
The player will join forces with heroes and villains alike, ranging from familiar faces to more obscure characters which can all be called upon via the directional pad as they progress through the various missions scattered about the open world environment. Along the way, the player is given the chance to manipulate events by choosing to be the friendly neighborhood favorite,
You were played.
They were trying to make you guys kill one another.
And it worked.
or give in to the symbiote's dark impulses, which is an undoubted plus for anyone who's wondered what it would be like if Spidey chose the Black Cat over MJ.
Look at us! Wearing these stupid masks? Who are we really? We have all these powers and act like we're ashamed of them. Be with me. Together we can be whatever we want. Free from want, free from responsibility, free to have fun. You do like fun, don't you?
You're right. I could use a little more fun in my life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I promise you this whole city is yours.
Really?
Yep. And I know just who to take it from.
Big guy wearing a cravat?
That's right.
In addition to the main plotline, you'll have a whole ton of optional missions to experience in your efforts to save the city and ultimately the world. The rest of the controls work well and are mapped out excellently, allowing players to easily do whatever a spider can. The X button initiates melee attacks and the A button allows Spidey to jump as well as boost his swing momentum. The Y button lets you perform a web strike to catch enemies off guard, and the B button will let you either shoot projectile webs in the good old red and blue threads or unleash a tendril to lay the symbiote smackdown while wearing the black duds. The right trigger button sees you taking to the skies and swinging throughout the city, while the left trigger activates a spider sense that is actually useful, and not only pinpoints enemies, but allows you to cycle through them so you can pick them off one by one. The right bumper lets you block incoming attacks and crawl on walls as well as evade enemies when used in conjunction with the A button and left analog stick, and the left bumper activates various special attacks when pressed alongside the X, Y or B buttons. If that seems like a bit to take in, there's a whole lot more to discover as all of your combat abilities, including costume-specific skills, can be upgraded by way of points earned as the game moves forward. The boss battles that lead you to recruit the aforementioned members of the city's costume society are fairly fun and challenging in their own ways, and once again take a page from games like the Spider-Man 3 game and Star Wars The Force Unleashed by including context-sensitive segments, with this particular one being my favorite. However, these little deviations can come off as bizarre, especially when an encounter with Wolverine is interspersed with a totally random game of Marvel Trivial Pursuit.
What are your parents' names?
Okay then. Graphically, the game is absolutely amazing, with all of the character models looking the most detailed and moving in the smoothest manner I've yet seen in a Spider-Man game. The soundtrack is also excellent, and the voice acting is decent. Although I admit that the voice actor for the titular web-slinger annoyed the hell out of me at first, he eventually grew on me, and I can rest comfortably knowing that as grating as Spidey's voice can get in Web of Shadows, at least it wasn't as dull and lifeless as Tobey Maguire's turn in the movie-based games.
So, what are your thoughts on the new duds?
This some kind of damn superhero fashion show? 'Cause I got some orange and brown tights that put you to shame.
What, not a fan of the new me?
First off, you smell like death. Second, you look like one of those emo kitties they got all over the internet gibbering on about how hard their life is when they've never even known true pain.
Oh my god, you have a MySpace page, don't you? Dork.
I do not.
Ah, you totally do.
Shut up, kid.
Will you add me as a friend? I'll poke you, you poke me back.
I said shut up!
Unfortunately, Web of Shadows has its share of hitches. One major problem I found was the camera system, which can spaz out completely and disorient you as you try to do things like battle on the side of a wall or attempt locking onto an enemy right in front of you only to be redirected to one in the distance. The side quests can also get irritating and boring rather quickly due to their seemingly never-ending nature. Like the Energizer Bunny from hell, they just keep going and going with no end in sight. Furthermore, the many characters introduced disappear for large chunks of the story and don't really do a great deal when you summon them to help out in-game. The fact that Web of Shadows is set in the Spider-Man comic verse rather than the movie verse gives the game a lot of leeway to tell an interesting and well-written story and really stand on its own 2 feet rather than follow a path dictated by a previous form of media. Unfortunately, the problems I mentioned before, among other faults, bring the overall experience down a fair bit.